What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing you guys a brand new video. We're going to be doing something a little bit different today, so stay tuned. We're starting off with our Anise Tea outliners and we're making a rainbow shaped guideline. We are going to be doing a V cut, also known as the Uve, so you want to make sure you arch it as much as possible. Now that we're done building out the sides, we can move on to the back V. I always start my V off in the middle and then I arch it as much as possible to the right or left side. Now that we're done putting in that line, we're gonna bald out the rest of the hair. Before we use our foil shaver, we're going to use some shave sticks so it doesn't bump up. Now we're moving on to our foil shaver and we're going to remove the stubble. Now that we're done removing the stubble, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. Remember, we're following the same shape as our guideline with our second guideline. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Now we're using the lever midway and all the way close to help us erase that initial guideline. You always want to make sure you're using your opposite hands to stretch the skin so you can have more space to fade. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to the one guard all the way open and create our third guideline. Now I'm using the comb to feed the hair into the clippers since it is getting a little long. Remember, we're going to use this same guard and the lever to soften up the line and get it ready for the half guard. Now that we're done softening up the line, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. Now that we're done with our lower guards, we can move on to the 2 guard all the way open and create our 4th guideline. This guideline is going to help us blend into the bulk and also blend into the lower guards. Remember, we're using the lever to soften up this line and get it ready for the 1.5 guard. Before we use the 1.5 guard, we're going to go ahead and debulk with our 3 guard all the way open and then move on to the half guard. Now that we're done debulking with the 3 guard, we can move on to the 1.5 guard and erase the line completely. Remember, this line is between the 1 guard all the way open and the 2 guard all the way open. Sometimes there's still a faint line after using the 1.5 guard, so switching over to your 1 guard all the way open and using its corners will definitely help. Moving on to the seat cups, we're going to use our anise tea outliners to make them as crispy as possible. You always want to make sure you go slow enough that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer, because if not, it won't cut. Now we're using our thinning shears to thin out some of the bulk. Now that we're done with our base fade and silhouette, we're going to go ahead and blend out the corner of the right side. This is so the V connects to the fade a little bit better. Remember to always use the opposite hand to stretch the skin to give you more face to fade. Now we're moving on to the left side of the fade, and where there was a little bit of a dark spot, so I moved on to my 1.5 guard and took it out. Now that we're done lining up the fade, we can move on to our NST outliners and make them as crispy as possible. You also want to make sure you don't press too hard when using the corners of a trimmer because you could bite them. There was a lot of hair in his front line, so I debulked with my clipper over comb method, then lined him up. Now that we're done debulking his bangs, we can move on to our NST outliners and start off in the middle, working our way to the sides. Always remember to go slow enough that the hair feeds into the trimmer. Most of the time I'm tapping and then dragging, if not, I'm slicing. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe is greatly appreciated. Also, if you leave a comment down below, I'm definitely gonna reply. So make sure you let me know that you made it this far into the video. Now we're moving on to our Turkish razor and Derby premium blades, and we're gonna make them as crispy as possible. Before you use the razor, you always want to make sure you lather the skin with shave gel and then stretch the skin as much as possible while keeping the blade at a 45-degree angle. What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing you guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a high fade on my boy, so stay tuned. We're starting off by creating our first guideline with our gold FX and contouring to his head shape. Now that we're done bottoming them out, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. You want to make sure you make this guideline around an inch thick so you can spread the blend. Now that we're done setting in our guideline, we can move on to closing the lever midway and all the way closed to help us erase that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to the one guard all the way open and create our third guideline. Remember, we're going to use this same guard and the lever to soften up this line and get it ready for the half guard. Now that we're done softening up the line, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. Before we move to the 2 guard, we're going to debulk the top with a 4 guard all the way closed. Now that we're done debulking the sides and top, we can move on to our 2 guard all the way open and create our 4th guideline. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Now we're moving on to our clipper over comb method, and this method is going to make the fade as smooth as possible. Remember, we're picking up the hair with the comb and then cutting with our cutting blade, either horizontally, which is debulking, or vertically, which is blending. Here I'm detailing with my no guard all the way closed and midway. Moving on to the back, we're going to start off by bottoming out with our gold FX. Now that we're done bottoming them out, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. Remember to use the lever midway and all the way close to help you erase that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to the one guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We are nearing the occipital bone, so you want to make sure you spend more time here. Moving on to the two guard all the way open, we're going to go ahead and create our fourth guideline. We are nearing the calic area, so you want to make sure you flick out as much as possible and make sure the fade is smooth. Because near the calic area, there's some hairs that stand up and you want to make sure you cut them and make it as smooth as possible. Now we're switching over to the three guard all the way open and we're connecting the silhouette to the top. Again, we're using our clipper over comb to make the blend as smooth as possible. He does have overhang on his hairline, so we're debulking with our clipper over comb method. This is so the hair can feed into the trimmer, because if there's a lot of hair in bulk, then the hair won't properly feed into the teeth of the trimmer. We're starting off at the right side and then we're going to line up his vertical bars. We're also going to keep his hairline as natural as possible without sacrificing any crispiness. If you're wondering what trimmer I have, it's the NST Outliners but the GTX version. Now we're connecting it to the middle and working our way to the left side. Remember to go slow and make sure the hair feeds into the trimmer. Now we're gonna take the beard down to a 1 guard all the way closed and then fade the sideburns. I usually start off with my no guard all the way open when I'm blending in the sideburns and then move on to my half guard, especially that we cut it down to a 1 so we don't need the 1 guard all the way open. Moving on to this neckline, you want to make sure you don't press too hard because the teeth of the trimmer could cut them. Before we use the Turkish razor, we're going to go ahead and lather his skin with shave gel. And then we're going to put a Derby Premium blade into the Turkish razor and keep it at a 45-degree angle while stretching the skin. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you leave a comment down below, I'm 100% gonna reply to it. If your client's skin isn't too sensitive, make sure to go against the grain near the cheek area so the lineup could pop out more.